Hello and welcome to the cider party. Oh, what a day. David Davis has just resigned from the government over Brexit. The cabinet went to checkers on Friday. May and the cabinet came up with a deal, basically for us to stay in the single market. David Davis is our negotiator with the EU. He feels that his hands are tied. So he's resigned. He's done the right thing. He's a Brexiteer. He voted for out like we voted to out and voted to leave the EU. Oh, what a game. Why do MPs not get it? The British people voted to leave the EU. Why does May not hold up to her words? She cannot be trusted. She said Brexit means Brexit. Great. So why let your leading negotiator with the EU go in with something he doesn't believe in? Something that we didn't vote for. And if we stay in the single market, we will have to pay for it. They're not calling the single market, they're calling it the EEA. I think it's the European Economic Area, which is slightly different than Norway, but it's the same deal, all but name. So we'll have to pay a fee every year to be in the single market. We want out. We don't want to give the EU any money. We don't want them to control us. We will have to adhere to EU regulations still. That's what we voted to leave. We want our own fisheries back, our own borders back, our own customs union back, and our single market wants to go. Okay? So we may have to find that we've got to pay a tariff. But the tariffs are already set by the World Trade Organization. Now, the question is no deal and getting the world trade tariffs better than the deal we're going to get? I believe so. Any deal that the EU can still control what we do is a bad deal. We voted to leave. Leave means leave, Mrs. May. David Davis has done the right thing. He's an honourable man. He understands what he's doing. Are these pro-European MPs fifth columnists for the EU? I don't know. Are they working for secret organisations? I don't know. But it sure does look like it. Sure looks strange. Because they are not working for me and you. Why would an MP want to give his power away to the EU? Because that's technically what we've done by joining the European Union. We were told in '74 we were already in the EU. We were told it was a common market. And we were asked to vote for a common market. And I hold my hand up and say that I voted yes. Now I believe that was the biggest mistake of my life, and I apologise every day since. If anybody has read the European Communities Act, which you can find online, it says ever closer union. That means closer and closer union to the EU. That means the EU controls us. It means the EU has sovereignty over our Parliament. The Commission has put a rule through or directive through. The European Parliament may have a say on it, but the directive is still there, and our Parliament has to adhere to it and write it into British law. Parliament isn't sovereign anymore. The EU is sovereign over our Parliament. Our Parliament is no more than a parish council. So why would an MP who sits in the Commons, the mother of all parliaments, vote to have a foreign power rule over his vote? Because that's what they're doing. It ain't right. It never has been right. We never should have been in the EU in the first place. Our Bill of Rights says that no foreign power should rule over us. So what did MPs do? That was in the oath. The original oath that MPs took was in the Bill of Rights. So they didn't have to say it. What did they do? Squirming, cheating little lot of MPs. They changed the oath tax so they didn't have to say it. Oh, you can't make this up. They're conniving, skiving, cheating. They are fifth columnists for the EU. That's all I can say. Seems that you can't be an MP unless you're blackmailable. Have they got something on these MPs that we don't know? Makes you think, doesn't it? Now, the power lies with the people. Although our Parliament is sovereign, and our Parliament is made up of two houses, the Commons and the Lords, and Her Majesty. Her Majesty signs the bills to bring them into force. Now, the sovereignty lies with us, the people. And our sovereignty is the vote. The little cross you put on the ballot paper for your MP. That is our power. Our power was used in the referendum and we voted to leave. MPs should stand up and do what we voted for. If not, democracy's dead. Oh, we didn't know what we were voting for, we're told. I knew exactly what I was voting for. I was voting to take back our borders, take back our fisheries, leave the single currency, no, or not have the single currency, I should say, because we don't want the euro ever. And that was still a plan ongoing. Leave the customs union so that the EU does not have any jurisdiction over us. That's what we voted for. And what we got a fudge. I think Boris Johnson was right. MPs have now got to go and sell or polish the turd. Michael Gove was on BBC on Sunday morning explaining that we haven't got this and we haven't got that, but we're still going to be in this and we're still going to be in that. So it's a halfway house. We're in the EU, but we're not in the EU. He tried to do his best to polish the turd, but it didn't work. David Davis has gone. He's resigned. How many more are going to resign? There's a 1922 committee meeting today. How many letters are going to be put in of no confidence in Mrs. May? Rumour is on the internet that there only needs to be another 6. I hope that MPs will see that it's a... Let's get rid of me now. They're not working for us. You know? What's controlling the pro-EU MPs? Are they in secret societies that we don't know about, that we're not told? We know Amber Rudd, who was the Home Secretary, she went to the Bilderberg Group. She's taken over from Kenneth Clark. Kenneth Clark's pro-EU and in the Bilderberg Group. Amber Rudd, pro-EU and in the Bilderberg Group. George Osborne was the Chancellor, resigned, becomes editor of the Standard, of the Evening Standard in London, the newspaper. He goes to the Bilderberg Group. He's pro-Europe. And these are secret meetings behind closed doors that nobody knows what they talk about. Well, we don't need to know what they talk about. We just know that they're trying to rig the system against us. And it's us, the people, that got the power. Now, as the Cider Party, We're only a lobby group. It's just me, nobody else. Just an opinion. I'd like every voter that voted to vote to leave the EU to just jot a little note to his MP. You can even email it. You can find your MP online, and it says find your MP, and the list comes up, A to Z. Press the first letter of the surname, and you can find your MP. Drop in a little note, remind him that you voted to leave, and explain that you understood why you voted to leave and what you were voting for. Then they can't turn and say, oh, we didn't know, you didn't know what you were voting for. We've got your best interest at heart. Like hell have they. They've got the best interest of vested parties. Big business, banks and the EU. They want the gravy train to continue, and we're going to stop it. We the people are going to stop it. We voted to leave. That's a start. Now what we need is everybody to stand up, explain to their MP why they voted to leave, and remind their MPs that if they vote for the EU and for this single currency fudge that May has come up with, that we won't be voting for them in the next election, and we will vote for MPs that will stand up and give us Brexit. Anyway, this is the Cider Party channel. There's more important news than this, but this is pretty important. It's 12 kids stuck in a cave in Thailand. Let's hope that they can get them out. They got 4 out yesterday, and they're getting more out as we speak. Hopefully that they'll come out. Hopefully they can get them out in time and get them to the World Cup. And let's hope England are in the final. We've got a chance. We've got one more game before the final. If we can win on Wednesday, we're in the final. We might not win, but we'll be runners up. And that's the best we've done since 1966. I watched the World Cup in 1966 on a small black and white television. The days. And I saw the England team with Bobby Moore as captain play when I was, what was I, 67? I was 11 years old. In Cardiff, watching Wales. Stood behind the goal. Gordon Banks was in goal, and he done that save where he jumped from one corner right up to the top corner and saved the goal. Absolutely incredible to watch. That was a team. I think the team we've got now, we haven't got any prima donnas. They're a team. They're playing for each other. They got the 3 lions on, and they're proud to be English. Harry Keane, Gareth Southgate and the team, we wish you all the best. Let's hope football's coming home. And let's hope that Brexit still means Brexit. This is Ian, Cider Party channel, and please just drop a note to your MP. Just let him know. That's democracy at work. Cider Party signing off. Cheers.